Garudraj, awaken the Watchguard.
For the ally!
The Sentinel rises for India's innovation. Watchguard systems online, levitating for full power scan. Welcome Garudraj to Business Booster. Your mission inspired. Thank you. Guarding public funds with vigilance. Namaskar dear viewers and welcome to Business Booster. I am Venurao Vijayarao Dindi.
And I am your 3D CG mascot Akshay. And with us is the mightiest guardian of the orange economy.
I am Garudraj, the AVGC-XR Watchguard commander. Today we sit together as allies. No screens, no distance, only truth. Our topic, Public Funds Watchguard. Every rupee meant for creators must be protected from parasites. Ask me anything. Then let us begin. Akshay, the first question. From a student who wants to know the history of this problem.
In the pre-Watchguard era, public funds were looted by industry trade scams. Syndicates of parasites came forward, exploiting fake firms and beneficiaries, revealing massive payouts and lack of oversight.
Garudraj, a student in Hyderabad asks, what was the orange economy like before any Watchguard? Why did corruption become so common?
Excellent question. The orange economy, the economy of ideas, culture, film, animation, gaming, comics, XR, was born without a skeleton. Government saw its value but distributed funds through human discretion. That meant physical files, middlemen, and no immutable records. Corrupt officials and fake trade bodies created ghost beneficiaries, studios that existed only on paper. Funds were siphoned off before they reached a single animator. That is the history of loss. Garudraj, give us a concrete example from that time. Before direct benefit transfer, a government grant for a short film would be handed to a registered society, often a shell company. That society would take a cut, then outsource to a real creator at half the price. The creator never knew the original amount. The parasite kept the difference. And because there was no biometric linked ID, the same person would claim multiple grants under different names. That is the history of drama.
So the problem is not new. What
The
changed?
change began with the realization that public money is not the government's coffer, it is the people's coffer. India's JAM Trinity, Jandan Aadhaar Mobile, proved that digital ID and DBT could cut leakages. But that was for welfare. The AVGC-XR sector needed its own watchguard. And that is where we are today, in the present. Garudraj, a producer from Mumbai, asks, we see big government policies, AVGC labs in 15,000 schools, 3,268 crore for Maharashtra, industry status. Where are the loopholes right now? The present is a mix of ambition and vulnerability. The Ministry of Information and Broadcasting has a clear vision. Make India a global content hub, create 2 million jobs by 2030. States are competing. Karnataka was first, Telangana was second. Maharashtra recently approved a 3,268 crore plan to attract 50,000 crore in investments. Other states are also upright and oriented.
That sounds like progress.
It is, on paper, but the loopholes remain. 3 of them. 1. Ghost beneficiaries. Fake studios, shell companies, and non-existent creators still apply for grants because there is no universal digital ID for creative professionals. 2. No immutable records. Traditional databases can be edited by a corrupt official. A grant approval can be changed, a milestone can be backdated. 3. Weak due diligence. The same few companies win bids repeatedly, often owned by the same family or syndicate. You mentioned a hidden syndicate. What exactly is that? Behind the glossy brochures and industry roundtables, there exists a shadow ecosystem. Superficial trade bodies, associations that claim to represent the AVGC community but are controlled by a handful of self-appointed leaders. These bodies do 3 things. 1. They certify eligible studios for government grants for a fee. 2. They recommend experts for policy committees, their own cronies. 3. They block genuine independent creators from accessing information or opportunities. They are pure photo kings, greasing the media for PR by holding press conferences, hosting key government officials with undue favors and gifts, signing MOUs with foreign bodies, and then nothing reaches the actual artist. They are the corrupt shadow leaderships, parasites of the state. And these parasites sit at the same table as ministers? Yes, they wear suits, they speak policy jargon, but they have never animated a single frame. They have never coded a single shader. They thrive only where transparency is absent. That is the present we must fix.
Garudraj, a freelancer from Lucknow asks, how do we make sure that only real deserving creators get funds, not ghosts?
This is the first layer of the Watchguard, digital identification and eligibility systems. 1. Biometric linked IDs. Like India's Aadhaar card, but specifically for the orange economy. Every animator, game developer, XR artist, writer, and studio gets a unique lifetime identifier. 2. Direct benefit transfer, DBT. Instead of physical checks or cash handed to a trade body, funds go directly into the recipient's bank account. This cuts out the corrupt middlemen who historically siphoned off portions of grants.
So no more society taking a cut before the artist sees money?
Exactly. The combination of a unique ID and DBT ensures that only verified individuals receive aid. Ghost beneficiaries vanish. And because the ID is linked to a portfolio, projects completed, skills certified, a studio cannot claim to be a top animation house without proof.
That covers identity. But what about tampering with records?
That is the next layer. Emerging technologies for ironclad records.
Next question from a game developer in Pune. Traditional databases can be hacked or edited by corrupt officials. How do we make records permanent and tamper-proof?
2 words, blockchain and smart contracts. Blockchain for grants. Blockchain creates a tamper-evident permanent record of every transaction. Once a grant is approved and a fund transfer is recorded, it cannot be changed or deleted. Grant management. Blockchain disintermediates the process. It reduces the number of actors who can touch the money, minimizing opportunities for illicit siphoning. The World Bank's funds chain is a working example.
And smart contracts?
Smart contracts are self-executing programs. They hold funds in escrow and release them only when specific, predefined conditions are met. For example, a project milestone, like first trailer completed, is verified by an independent censor or an inspector, not by a trade body secretary, not by a corrupt official. The smart contract automatically releases the next tranche. No human discretion, no bribe, no delay.
So now a studio cannot get the full grant up front and disappear?
Correct. Milestone-based, automated and transparent. That is the second pillar of the Watchguard.
Garudraj, a taxpayer from Chennai asks, how do we catch suspicious patterns before the money is lost, not after?
This is analytics and red flag systems.
1. AI and data mining. Artificial intelligence can track illicit financial flows and detect corrupt intent by identifying abnormal patterns. For example, the same company repeatedly winning bids for projects they are not qualified for. Or a studio that submits identical invoices to different departments. AI flags these patterns instantly.
Wow, that's amazing!
Exactly. Impressive. This will transform fund oversightly. Security and efficiency guaranteed.
2. Prepayment interdiction. Traditional systems wait for an audit after the money is gone, pause in recovery. That is too late. Modern analytics do real-time risk scoring. Before a transaction is released, the system scores it. High risk, medium, low. High-risk transactions are automatically held or flagged for human review by an independent auditor.
So a corrupt official cannot simply push a payment through? No. The system stops it. The Watchguard does not sleep.
Transparency is good, but only if the public can act on it. How do we make that happen?
This is the 4th layer. Open data and social oversights. 1. Public transparency portals. Dashboards that display real-time government spending, budgets and BKD contract. Searchable by district, by studio name, by amount. Journalists, civil society and rival studios can scrutinize how funds are used. 2. Citizen feedback mechanisms. Mobile applications, like an integrity app, allow any citizen to report concerns of fraud directly to anti-corruption agencies. They can attach GPS-tagged photos as evidence. If a citizen sees a studio that is actually an empty office, they take a photo, upload it, and the report is time-stamped and geolocated. That turns every citizen into a watchdog. Exactly. When a young animator in Indore knows that Studio X received a 2 crore rupee grant and sees that Studio X has produced nothing, he can report it. That report, combined with 10 others, creates data. Data creates audits. Audits create accountability.
Garudrat, technology is powerful, but it is not a quick fix. What institutional and cultural changes are needed?
This is the most often forgotten pillar. Technology without a supportive environment fails. We need 3 safeguards. 1. Are far more effective when senior leadership, ministers, secretaries, directors, is perceived as clean. They must publicly refuse to meet with unverified trade bodies. They must denounce unethical behavior. Culture flows from the top. 2. Whistleblower protection. Systems must include encrypted, anonymous reporting platforms supported by strong legal protections. People must be able to speak up without fear of losing their jobs, their homes, or their lives. 3. Independent auditing. Regular top-down audits by independent bodies, like a national audit office, must be mandatory.